Physicians are waking up to maelstrom of Technocracy's twisted agenda. By Patrick Wood, October of 2017, from Technocracy website. Having just completed my keynote speech on Technocracy to the annual convention of the Association of American Physicians and Surgeons, AAPS, I can say with complete certainty that this particular group of medical professionals is wide awake to the perils of technocracy. The AAPS was founded in 1943 and is the only national organization consistently supporting the principles of free market in medical practice. Based in Tucson, Arizona, it also has local chapters in 11 key states, including Texas, California, Florida, and Pennsylvania. Whereas the medical industry used to be medical professionals using technology, it has now become a technology industry that uses medical professionals. With each passing year, the technological behemoth grows larger, and the micromanagement of physicians becomes more acute. This is a very clear expression of technocracy's drive towards scientific dictatorship. Along the way, the traditional doctor-patient relationship has been virtually destroyed. So-called evidence-based medicine, EBM, now dictates diagnosis policies, treatment protocols, and best practices that must be followed to the letter, or else the violators can be punished by withholding payment, censure, or even termination from the medical group. However, my warning was not the first to be received by AAPS. In 2005, the president of Citizens Council on Healthcare, Twila Braze, wrote a heavily documented white paper titled How Technocrats Are Taking Over the Practice of Medicine. The 22-page report concludes, the EBM initiative involves a technocratic takeover of the practice of medicine through health data collection, guideline creation, intrusive clinical surveillance, pay-for-performance strategies, and centralized medical decision-making. EBM, which is gaining momentum across the United States, is not patient-friendly. It threatens the integrity of the patient-doctor relationship, the ability of the doctors to meet professional and ethical obligations to individual patients, and the patient's right to personal autonomy. In fact, the EBM guidelines are not guidelines at all. These so-called best practices are poised to become coercive mandates imposed by government agencies and third-party payers with political and financial incentives to ration health care and the power to do it. The public should be alarmed. Despite the positive ring of terms like evidence-based medicine, best practices, and guidelines, EBM is aimed at stopping the heart of healthcare, the compassionate, first to do no harm to my own patient be true ethics of medicine. Fully implemented EBM will lead to a limited list of approved healthcare services, best practices, as determined by the agendas and values of a small cadre of politically motivated, personally biased individuals sitting around a table, making treatment decisions somewhere far from the patient's bedside. All around the United States, the two people closest to any medical problem, the patient and the doctor, will not be involved in that treatment decision. There is no time to waste. Americans must become involved and engaged. Without immediate and focused intervention, physicians and doctors, the trained professionals that patients trust to treat them when they are sick, injured, or dying, will soon be stripped of medical decision-making authority and professional autonomy. Vulnerable patients will be left to depend on the personal whims, financial agendas, and political biases of people who do not even know their name. Technocracy inevitably and always leads to scientific dictatorship, as we now see in the medical profession. However, this purpose was revealed long before. In 1938, the Technocrat magazine stated, Technocracy is the science of social engineering, the scientific operation of the entire social mechanism to produce and distribute goods and services to the entire population. It could not be more clear. The scientific operation of society seeks to be the exclusive distributor of goods and services to the entire population, and healthcare is one of our most important service industries. Healthcare professionals are feeling the pain wrought by this transformation. The science of social engineering has discarded personal relationships in favor of herd management, much like we see in the agricultural industry. The problem, of course, is that humanity is not a herd of ignorant animals like technocrats believe. We are individuals who thrive on personal relationships with other humans. Braze issued her clear warning in 2005, but 12 years later, few Americans outside of AAPS have cared enough to take any form of action to stop these technocrats from completely dominating the healthcare industry. Today, the situation is worse than ever. Although medical doctors and physicians are strongly resisting the technocrat takeover, without the help of a fully alarmed and vociferous public, the industry will be permanently transformed and your access to personalized and quality care will be over. I've already seen the tendency to think that the healthcare service industry is an isolated example of technocracy's incursion. This is a foolish understatement of technocracy's intent. It is transforming all of society, every industry, every service, every school, and every person. You cannot look at any area of society without seeing the clear markers of technocrat transformation. This is not the future we want or asked for, but it is the one we are going to get if we do nothing to stop it. Alright folks, thank you for coming to Plain Mundane Show. I'm Alex Aquarius. Please hit like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. I'm out.